Pro tips! Hey everyone! Today we're talking about listening for the first crack. Now let's start by defining the first crack. When you're roasting, the moisture within the bean starts to evaporate and form steam. The steam builds up pressure, and over time, the pressure becomes too great for the bean to handle, and the bean cracks open to release that pressure. Later on, it continues to build up this pressure, and then we have the second crack. Now typically in a drum roaster, the heat is not applied to the coffee beans 100% uniformly. So from time to time, you will have a few beans that crack earlier than the rest of the coffee mass. These few stray pops are not considered the first crack. We only record the first crack after we've managed to hear 2 or 3 loud and clear consecutive pops in quick succession. Now sometimes when you're doing a slower roast, somewhere between the 13 to 15 minute range, or even longer than that, or if you're dealing with lower density coffees, especially in a well-insulated coffee roaster, the first crack can be quite soft and inaudible. So here are 3 pro tips you can use to listen for the first crack. Number 1, take out the sample trier. There are 2 things to watch out for when you take out the sample trier. The first one is to smell the coffee beans. When it's approaching first crack or during first crack, you should smell a sour vinegarish aromatic, almost like it's burning. That is indicative that the coffee is reaching or has reached first crack. Visually, you can also look at the beans. If it's jumping or popping around, you know that you've entered first crack. Now the key thing to watch out for is not to take out the sample trier for too long, otherwise you might introduce too much cold air into the roaster. Number 2, this little trick was introduced to me by a friend. You can take a small teaspoon and put it by the side glass of the roaster. When it's entered first crack, you'll be able to hear and feel the coffee beans hitting and making little noises when it hits against the side glass and the metal spoon. And last but not least, the third tip. You can grab a pair of earmuffs and connect 2 empty rubber tubes to the caps of the earmuffs and then put them near the opening of the sample trier. This will help to amplify the sounds from the roaster and you'll be able to hear the beans much clearer. That's it for this week's pro tips. If you enjoyed the video, please click the subscribe button below. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook so you get notified when we release more videos like this. And of course, if you know a better way to hear for the first crack, leave it in the comment section below and let us know. See you next week!